What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers are going through some struggles, right? They're on a 3-game losing streak. They've won or lost 7 out of the last 10 games. So on a 4-game losing streak, ended up winning 3, and then are on another 3-game losing streak. I mean, it's been even worse if you go back a couple games, right? Back to the Celtics game. The Lakers were coming off of an 8-game win streak. Things were looking up. Things were looking great. And it's been rough, right? And you look at the standings right now. Lakers are still the 4th seed, even despite losing 7 out of 10 games, because they've done such a good job prior to this. But they're tied with the Memphis Grizzlies at 43-28. They're 2 games ahead of the Warriors in the loss column, as far as the Warriors overtaking them for the 4 seed. The Clippers, who are a play-in team, are 3 games back. So are the Timberwolves, right? Lakers, again, not panic mode yet, in my opinion, but we're starting to get there. Starting to get to that, like, things are starting to get a little weary. Got to start rattling off some games. Chicago, talked about it. Chicago might have exposed how you beat the Lakers. Chicago might have showed teams, and Orlando kind of followed the blueprint. But question is the Lakers just tired, right? Like, it's a genuine question. Now, I'm not saying it's an excuse or anything like that. And you might ask, like, well, all the teams are tired. Not really, right? Who had a schedule anything close to the Lakers? Honestly, the Lakers' schedule has been ridiculous and it doesn't get easier. Lakers are about to start another back-to-back tonight, and they still have 2 more coming up, right? Like, the Lakers' schedule is brutal during this stretch. And they just started to have this issue. Lakers were running through the league before this stretch. Got into this stretch, which even that 6 games and 8 nights you knew was going to be bad. You knew that they were probably going to, like I said, if they could just finish 3-3, that'd be a win. And that's what they finished as. Right? Granted, I didn't think they were going to lose to Chicago and Orlando to follow that up. But you look at this stretch, and it's like, yeah, they play, what would be looked at as more favorable games. Gets teams like the Bulls, the Magic, the Bulls again, right? You got the Pacers. Well, the problem is that you're playing these teams on the road, and then you still have back-to-backs. So Lakers are going into a Pacer and Bulls back-to-back. So they have to go to Indiana, into Chicago, back-to-backs. After just playing 6 games and 8 nights. I mean, think about this, right? So from March 10th through the 31st, they will have played, right, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 games in 21 days. 13 games. If you go from the 13th, because the Lakers had 3 days in between, so from the start of that stretch, right, they'd have 12 games in 18 nights. So you have 6 days off in between 12 games. It's a lot of games and a lot of days. Usually teams get back-to-backs and they have 2 to 3 days off before their next game. Not the Lakers. Lakers get a game off. And you have guys that are dealing with nagging injuries, little ailments, right? If anybody was going to struggle and have some struggles, it'd be during the stretch. I'm not even just talking about the Lakers. Any team. The Denver Nuggets are struggling right now. They lost to Chicago too. And they haven't played the grueling schedule we've played recently. Nobody has. Our schedule is ridiculous. And it doesn't get easier, right? Because the Lakers, again, they have the game today against the Pacers and then tomorrow against the Bulls. Then they get 2 days and they play the Grizzlies, and then 2 days they play the Rockets. And then they get a couple days off. Like, that'll be kind of the regroup. But they immediately go into a Warriors and Pelicans back-to-back. Right? So, yeah, you get 3 days off, and we're going to reward you by another back-to-back. Oh, and then you think it's over? No, because 5 days later or 4 days later, you're going to play another back-to-back. Lakers again to end in April, between April 3rd and April 9th. So 6 days, they'll play 5 games in 6 nights. I mean, it's ridiculous. So the Lakers' schedule, the Lakers basically they're packing in all the Lakers games into like a 5-week period, 4-week period, right? Literally, they're going to play by the time they get through the end of the season and play like 25 games in, 40 nights. Like, it's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot of games, a lot of work, a lot of wear and tear. And I get, LeBron and, Rui, they miss some time. So it's like that. But LeBron was older for one, and LeBron was probably going to miss some time regardless. They weren't going to play him 6 games in 8 nights. But you have all these guys that have been working their tail off, especially our role guys. Because you got to think of what the role guys have had to deal with. They've played without Anthony Davis for a good stretch, without Luka, without LeBron, and without Austin Reeves. Because Austin Reeves missed, was it 3 games or whatever, right? So you have your role guys who are having to do the dirty work, have to do everything, have to step up even higher because you're without your star and all that. To now, it's like, all right, well, now you got your stars back, but LeBron's got to get into a rhythm. They have to figure some stuff out, right? Lakers are getting smacked. The defense is what usually, regresses when you are tired. Your shooting, because you got tired legs, and your defense. What have the Lakers struggled with recently? Shooting and defense, right? Like, I don't think it's a coincidence. The Lakers have played a lot of games. Now, look, I do think some of it is, I don't think it's all on just the Lakers are tired, right? I don't think that's, like the Trump card, like that's the excuse for everything, right? Like, I don't think it's anything like that, but I do think it's valid, right? It is still frustrating watching the Lakers basically stumble all over themselves these last few games. And, it is frustrating watching, the manner in which they're losing, right? It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to just get smacked by teams that have no business smacking you, right? Teams get hot. Bad games happen. Bad nights happen. I mean, every team in the league, even Boston has some like terrible losses, right? Every team in the league has lost some bad games. Cleveland has some bad losses recently, right? Like, that's not my problem. My problem is you're not just losing, you're losing in terrible, dominant fashion, right? By teams that are dominating you in ways that they don't dominate, right? Like, Chicago has actually been very good. Like, to their credit, they've won something like 9 out of the last 11 games or something. Like, they've been very good recently. But you look at like Orlando, they're the worst scoring team in basketball. And he gave up 118 points to them. And you only scored, 106 or whatever, right? Like, not winning very many games that way. The defense is a problem. Lakers' energy isn't there. The effort isn't there, which, kind of leads you to go like, is it maybe tired legs? Are the Lakers maybe a little exhausted? Like, they're not going to admit that. They're not going to say that. Like, Luka said, we just got too comfortable out there. We got too satisfied, right, with the recent stint. But I don't think it's that. I think it's just guys are tired, man. I think legs are that. I think part of it is just, the lack of execution, right? I think part of it is just the schedule and just, guys being out and you're having to learn stuff. And LeBron, Luka, and Reeves are here, and you have to kind of figure out the defensive side of things, the offensive side, how to balance those three, right? There's a lot of factors that are going into it, that it's not just as straightforward and black and white as you would think, right? And, yes, Luka, LeBron, and Reeves played a handful of games together, but they haven't gotten to play 20 plus games together, right? Because you got to think, Luka missed a bunch of games after the trade, and then he came back, Reeves went down, and then after Reeves came back, LeBron went down. So you literally went from, we got Luka, we're excited, to like, okay, now we don't have Reeves for a stint. And then, okay, Reeves is back, cool, we're going to get to see this. And then it's like, okay, well, now we don't have LeBron for an even longer stint. And you're trying to put it all together. Now you're trying to figure some stuff out. And it's tough. It's tough. And then on top of that, you're trying to do this in the thick of the schedule. I mean, I said going into this stretch, Lakers are probably going to even if they were fully healthy, right? Even if they did have everything figured out, they were probably going to have some struggles. And I think that's something that people aren't paying attention to is the schedule. The schedule is brutal, like brutal. There's teams that have a tougher matchup schedule, right? But not a tougher set of games in X amount of days schedule. Right? There's teams that have, like Boston twice and then the Cavs twice. And then, right? Like, I mean, even like a team like the Spurs, right? You can look at and be like, man, their schedule's tough coming up, right? But they're not playing 3 sets of back-to-backs and another, and have to close the season 5 games in 6 nights, right? Like on top of just coming out of a 6-game and 8-night stint. And it's just, right? Like you start going down the list, it's just crazy. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that's what it is? Do you think, nah, it's not? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.